grandfather, whoever he was whispered to have been a member of the legendary First Families of Virginia, the FFV. Those white people who had settled the Virginia wilderness in the wake of Jamestown in 1619. After all, Father's middle name was Tolliver, an FFW name. The problem came from his other half, from the bloodline of the Negro cook and washerwoman known simply as Janie, my dearly beloved and adoring grandmother whom I had never met. She would have never dreamed her son would reach the heights of sitting down to dinner with the President of the United States. I shut my mind's eye to the portrayals of him in the newspapers. So many ugly cartoons. Those hateful portrayals didn't even look like my father, but showed him committing all kinds of acts of indecency, of theft, of improper decorum, of rude behavior, with a caricature of him, the nationally known, stately, happily married educator, trying to have his way with Roosevelt's oldest daughter. My father, the epitome of a Victorian gentleman, would never commit such an unspeakable act. I slowed my breath, breathing out of my mouth just under a whistle, since whistling would have been rude. So now, it was wonderful happenstance that the schedules of these two famous men would overlap just 1 week later here at Yale. I leaned forward, staring down at my father, fretting with the rim of his top hat, circling it in his hands, waiting on his new friend, the President of the United States, who was due to come through there on his way to the auditorium for his speech. Then, the whirlwind, better known as President Theodore Roosevelt, walked into the lobby surrounded by a cadre of other white men who all had very stern looks on their faces. Father stepped out toward his friend, hand extended, and the president passed my father right by without any kind of look, acknowledgement, or awareness of him as a human being. I blinked, as if that would help me clear my eyes from what I had just seen. I couldn't let it register in my mind that my father, the most famous man of the race in the world, had been treated in such a way by the President of the United States. What could it all have meant? A wave of shame washed over me, and I chewed on a fingertip of my glove. I thought I might have enjoyed meeting the new president with his young family after the presidency of the sad, staid McKinleys came to such a shocking end. A strange sour taste seeped into my mouth. I recognized the taste as the precursor to illness. It was too late for the bathroom. I turned to the palm tree next to me, and all the sick went right onto the poor plant's roots. "Hello?" A voice, slightly husky but friendly, reached through the palm leaves from the other side, which were sharp, so she carefully parted them. When she did, I could see the speaker. A beautiful young woman who wore an outrageous, even for 1901, lavender hat, with a curious-looking lavender bird peeping through netting, tilt her head toward me. Me? I swallowed my gorge, not wanting to be sick again in front of a strange white woman. "Yes, are you Portia Washington?" "I've done nothing wrong." My words came quickly, lest this young woman tell me that I had no business being there. Yes, we were in the North, in New England, not back home in the South, where, as a Negro woman, I might have been more harshly questioned for being in such a fancy building. I closed my eyes. "Oh no, I didn't think you had. I was told to keep a lookout for you, and now here you are, ill. Are you all right?" "Yes," even though I was not. Who was this woman? Why wouldn't she leave me alone in my distress? I had a right to be here. What did the poor palm plant ever do to deserve that fate, Miss Washington? Her impossibly blue eyes were merry, but I gulped. The poor plant certainly did not deserve that fate. She covered her mouth with a gloved hand, laughing a little, and produced a delicate hanky, holding it out to me. I did not want to take it. It did not look as if it were purposeful, but I took it anyway, dabbing.